It all started with a statement that aged worse than anyone could have imagined. Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest players in basketball history, once questioned whether Clark could truly make an impact at the professional level. She cautioned that reality would set in once Clark joined the league. But that reality, as it turns out, was something else entirely. Caitlin Clark didn't just adjust to the WNBA, she elevated it. She turned skepticism into silence and transformed the Fever from a struggling franchise into must-watch television. From her rookie debut, she smashed through barriers, shattering 62 records, becoming the first rookie to make the All-WNBA First Team, and leading the Fever into relevance they hadn't seen in years. Her second season in 2025 might have been marred by injuries, but even in limited play, Clark's dominance is impossible to ignore. The night she hit 3 logo threes in under 30 seconds against the Liberty became a viral phenomenon, a sequence that reminded everyone why she's the face of basketball's future. Her performances are more than highlights. They're cultural moments. Each shot, each pass, each celebration feels like history being written in real time. Among those quick to recognize that brilliance was Breanna Stewart, the 3-time champion and 2-time MVP, who has long carried the banner for women's basketball. Stewart didn't hesitate to call Clark special, long before the rest of the league caught on. She spoke with the insight of someone who knows greatness when she sees it. Stewart understood immediately that Clark's presence was changing the geometry of the game. Defenders had to guard her at half-court, game plans revolved around her movement, and her gravity created opportunities that didn't exist before. She called Clark a player who makes everyone around her better, a rare quality that even the most talented scorers often lack. Then came Candace Parker, another legend and voice of authority in the modern basketball world. Parker used her national platform on TNT to make a bold declaration. Caitlin Clark hasn't just impacted women's basketball, she's impacted the game of basketball, period. Coming from a 2-time MVP and multiple-time champion, that wasn't hyperbole, it was history. Parker drew comparisons between Clark and Stephen Curry, not because of style alone, but because of what they represent. Transformation. Both expanded the boundaries of what's possible, both brought new fans to the sport, and both made every arena they played in electric. Parker highlighted how Clark's presence turned ordinary games into events, selling out crowds, creating rivalries, and giving fans something to feel. In her words, Clark made basketball fun again. But perhaps the most meaningful praise came from those who've seen every phase of the league's evolution. Tina Charles, the 2012 MVP and second all-time leading scorer, offered heartfelt admiration. She called it a privilege to witness Clark's rise firsthand. To Charles, Clark wasn't just breaking records, she was breaking generational walls. She said that Clark had reignited interest in the sport in a way that no marketing campaign ever could, and that she was proud to still be playing in an era where women's basketball finally feels alive again. For Clark, one of the most emotional moments came from her own idol, Maya Moore. As a child growing up in Iowa, Caitlin worshipped Moore. She once chased her across a gym just to get an autograph. Years later, Moore returned that energy tenfold. Before Caitlin's final regular season game at Iowa, Moore showed up in person to surprise her, embracing her with the warmth of someone passing the torch. That moment, 2 generations of greatness colliding, captured everything Clark represents. Moore later said she saw in Caitlin the same fire that once drove her own career, a reminder that influence isn't about numbers but about impact. The praise didn't stop there. Nneka Ogwumike, 2016 MVP and one of the most respected leaders in the WNBA, joined the chorus. After an All-Star game, she was caught on camera expressing genuine admiration for Clark, saying you simply can't deny her impact. For a player as measured and thoughtful as Nneka, that meant something. It wasn't fanfare. It was recognition from one professional to another that what Clark is doing is real, sustainable, and history-making. Then came a surprising twist. Sheryl Swoopes, a pioneer and early critic of Clark, had once been hesitant to crown her too soon. But her former teammate Cynthia Cooper, the WNBA's very first MVP and one of its founding icons, shattered that skepticism with pure conviction. Cooper called Clark a great passer and a complete player. She said that people get so distracted by her shooting that they miss the deeper brilliance, her court vision, her creativity, her timing. Coming from a woman who helped build the league from the ground up, that's not praise. That's coronation. Even A'ja Wilson, the reigning MVP and current face of the league, acknowledged Clark's importance. The media might love painting them as rivals, but Wilson has made it clear that she respects Clark's contribution. She understands that Clark's fame brings eyes, money, and opportunity to everyone in the league. Her success lifts us all, Wilson said recently. When someone like A'ja, at the top of her game, embraces a newcomer's impact, it sends a powerful message about where the league is headed. Elena Del Donne, another MVP and one of the most skilled players of her generation, went deeper into the mechanics of Clark's genius. She praised Clark's basketball IQ, describing how she sees the game 2 steps ahead, like a chess master. Del Donne said Clark's passing reminds her of the greatest point guards, men or women, in basketball history. She's not reacting to the game, she's controlling it. And then came the most unexpected turn of all. Diana Taurasi, once Clark's harshest critic, has now reversed course completely. After watching Caitlin dominate, draw record crowds, and spark unprecedented excitement, Taurasi admitted she was wrong. She now calls Clark a game changer, acknowledging that her impact on women's basketball is unlike anything the league has ever seen. That kind of humility from someone as fiercely competitive as Taurasi is rare, and it speaks volumes about how undeniable Caitlin's influence has become. But if Taurasi's reversal was surprising, what Sue Bird revealed next was downright stunning. Bird, one of the greatest point guards of all time, disclosed that she's been mentoring Clark behind the scenes. Regular calls, private messages, quiet guidance on how to handle fame and pressure. Bird's been helping her navigate the spotlight. She even confessed that her one regret about retiring was not getting the chance to play against her. From one legend to another, it was the ultimate sign of respect. Now, as Clark battles through her injuries in 2025, these words carry even more weight. The league has seen what happens when she's not on the floor. The energy fades, the crowds thin, the ratings dip. The truth is unavoidable. Caitlin Clark isn't just vital to the Indiana Fever, she's the heartbeat of the entire WNBA. Her jersey sales have shattered records, her games dominate TV ratings, and her presence has turned women's basketball into primetime entertainment. Caitlin Clark has done something bigger than win awards. She's changed perception. She's turned the WNBA into a movement, a conversation, a cultural moment that refuses to fade. When legends who built the league are lining up to praise a player in just her second season, it tells you everything. She's not just the future, she's the present. And whether she's draining logo threes, firing pinpoint assists, or lifting the Fever back to playoff contention, she's already carved her name among the greats. So now the question is yours. Which WNBA legend's words surprised you the most? Was it Taurasi's reversal, Parker's admiration, or Bird's quiet mentorship? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the rise of Caitlin Clark and the legends finally giving her the respect she's earned, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Because one thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark's story isn't done. It's only just getting started.